Om Gananam Ganapati Havamahi Kavim Kavinamupamashravastamam Jyeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspatana Shranvannotimiseda Sadhanam Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha Saraswatye Namo Nityam Bhadrakalye Namo Namaha Veda Vedanta Vedanga Vidyasthanepyaiva cha Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpada Shankaram Lokashankaram Om Bhadram Karnebhi Shrunuyama Devaha Bhadram Pashyemakshabhiryajatraha Sthirairangaistustuvagam Sastanubhihi Vyashema Devahitam Yadayuhu Swasti na Indro Vradhashravaha Swasti na Pusha Vishwavedaha Swasti nastarksho Arishtanemihi Swasti no Brahaspatir Dadhatu Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. We will chant first verse onwards. Savedai tat paramam brahmadhama yatra vishvam nihitam bhati shubhram Upasate purusham ye yakamaha te shukrametad ativartanti dhiraha kamanyah kamayate manyamana Sakamabhirjayate tatra tatra Paryapta kamasya kritatmanastu Ihaiva sarve praviliyanti kamaha Ihaiva sarve praviliyanti kamaha. After praising the worship of the wise person in the first mantra and the last mantra of the last section, the Upanishad is going to tell about the sadhana, main sadhana. Sadhanani we had said. So what is the main sadhana? sadhan means what is the main thing which is required and what has to be prohibited. What should not be there and what should be there. What should not be there is in second mantra, and what should be there is in the third mantra. So, what is the essence of this mantra, second mantra? Bhashika writes, Mumukshoho kama tyagyo pradham sadhanam iti etad darshati. Giving up of the desires. The giving up of the desires is the main sadhana for the student of knowing the self. What do you mean by desire? Desire means that in some object or some person or some future situation, there is a strong sense of joy. Actually, we don't want the object. Every object has an attribute. I want the attribute of the object and not the object. I want the sweetness of the sweet meat, not the sweet meat. I want the love of the wife or love of the husband, not the wife and husband. I want the comfort of the house, not the house. I want the ability of the car to take me fast anywhere, not the car only. We don't love any object without the attribute. Now, what is the problem? Point is, the attribute of any object, moment I equate it to joy and completeness. This sense of completeness and enjoyability in attribute of any object, this is a sign of ignorance. So what ignorance does? Ignorance of the self, first of all, it tells that joy I don't have. And second thing, it superimposes the joy on the attribute. And third thing, it makes you do something to attain the object. And fourth thing, after attaining, supposing the joy is there, it wants to maintain that joy or get it more. And this way, that particular misconception is reinforced by us every time we enjoy it. And supposing I could not enjoy that object because my prarabdha was not there to get it, then in me is born the frustration or the anger. That why I did not get it, or I will blame somebody. Ultimately, what will happen? What will happen? That particular thought of enjoyment. Kama bhir jayate tatra tatra. And therefore the word here is mannimana word. Mannimana is very significant. Mannimana, he thinks, he feels. He has superimposed the joy on object. He has made himself a bundle of wrong concepts of joy in the world and worldly object. That is called mannimana. Drishta drishta ishta vishayan kamayate mannimana. Tadgunan chintimana. He superimposes lot of qualities on something. lot of desirability is there because qualities are there. And if I get it, I will be very complete. I won't need anything else after I get it. It will give a lot of joy to me. It will make me full of contentment. All these things he is trying to portray in his mind, which is false actually. Why? Because sukh viddham sarvam, dukh viddham sarvam sukham. All the joys are pierced by sorrow. There is no joy which does not have a sorrow inherent in it. Worldly joy. First is this. And biggest problem is that how did you know that you had no joy? How did you know that? Who told you that you have no joy in you? Who told you that you are such an inner pauper? If you had no joy in you at all, then you wouldn't have got joy in deep sleep. Actually, the person has not thought properly. If there was he does not know that he goes out not to attain the joy, but to become free from that joy, enjoyed area. You don't go to fulfill the desire, you go to get freedom from the desire. And by satisfying that object, actually speaking, you are trying to free yourself from the desire. If the joy was the nature of that object, then you wouldn't have left any object because it is giving you so much of joy. But the nature of vasana is that after fulfillment, there is a temporary truce where it is not there, and therefore outer food, neither other person, neither outer place, neither money, neither comfort can be enjoyed for a long time. It will be a source of sorrow if somebody forces upon even any outer comfort for a long time upon you. Or any person, worldly person, if he keeps on there with you, you will be feeling that it is now a little boring. So yah manyamanaha sah kaman kamayate. Here kaman is in object of desire. Kaman, kamyati is karam vyutpatti. So karam vyutpatti, kaman is in the sense of accusative case. Object. Kamyati iti kama. Not that desire. Object of desire. Not desire. So what is wrong in it? I'll tell you. First understand what is the basis of desire. Basis of desire is superimposition of the joy on the attribute of the object. And the basis of superimposition of extreme completeness and joy on the attribute of the object is the notion that I don't have that joy, that fulfillment, that completeness which this object can provide to me, actually speaking. And this is the core of the Jeev's transmigration. This is why the Jeev is suffering, and this is why the Jeev is catapulted from one birth to another birth. Sa kamabhir jayate tatra tatra. By that object of desire, by the sense, thought will become the body. Because he is identified with that particular thought. He has entered into the thought. He has entered into the thought. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tejatyante kalevaram tam tamevaiti konte sada tad bhav bhavita. So he is identified, sada tad bhav bhavita. That Bharat's sense, where you have a strong sense of joy, I and that thought becomes one. Objectivity is lost. I'm repeating it. where you have strong sense of desire, strong sense of joy, their objectivity is lost. Losing the objectivity is losing the freedom. My I and the thought of that object has become one now. I and the thought of object has become one now. This is called Tadbhav Bhavita in Gita. If thought was there and I was different, it was another case. I have a thought, but moment I want the object, so that thought of the object and I become intertwined with each other. There is intertwining with each other. And I is equal to that thought inside now. So that thought, that desirous thought, shape of the present I becomes the shape of the body. Shape of the I becomes the shape of the body in the next birth. So kamsa kamabhir jayate tatra tatra. By that kam, by the thought of that desire, he will be born again and again. This is where he is constantly trapped. And you can, for any object, supposing somebody drinks and you don't drink, or drink water, wine I mean, and he is there. So when he sees the bottle in the evening or morning, whatever is there, so the amount of joy he superimposes on one peg, that who is teetotaler, who is not drinking, he won't he will objectify that. He will objectify that. Because he is not having that, if I get this, I'll feel complete. Moment you have this problem, that if I get this situation, I'll be complete. If I get this position, I'll be complete. If I get this popularity, I'll be complete. Or if I get this money, I'll be complete. This is a very, very risky thought. This is where a person is. For his freedom of I, when freedom of I is equal to getting the object, getting the illusory happiness, this is called bondage. I'm repeating it. Freedom of I is equal to getting the joy, illusory joy of the object. This is called sansar. This is the illusion. I'll become free. I'll become more bigger. When seeker becomes a seeker, when freedom of I is equal to freedom from desire. Feel symbol that. First one, freedom of I is equal to getting the joy of that particular attribute of the object. I'm repeating it. Joy of attribute of object. And now getting between today and getting the joy, there may be certain distance called my prarabdha, called my karma, and then I will start working and I'll try to get that object. And joy cannot be attribute of any object because any attribute, any dharma is nitya in dharmi. Sweetness is always in sugar. And it is experienced irrespective of time, space and object. Dharmi will be all observed along with the dharma all the time. Sun will be observed along with the sunlight because sunlight is the attribute and sun is the object. You cannot experience the dharmi without dharma. I say blue lotus. So whenever I'll see lotus, blueness has to be experienced, then only I can experience the lotus. I say white cow. So whiteness of the cow has to be experienced when I experience cow. If I say joyful object, then any time I'll see object and any time anybody else will see object, he will always has to see the joy, but that is not there. This joy being the attribute is called my ignorance only. What cannot be proved but is experienced, that is because of ignorance. What is not logical but perceptible is because of ignorance. Perceptibility without logic is because of my non-apprehension. And therefore, my freedom is equal to getting the joy of the attribute of the object. This is called bondage. This will make my I become karta. And it will make me do work. And after working, I'll get the object. After getting one object, you will have to get another object. There is nothing called you get one object. You have to desire a few more things. In desiring that, and then if I get it and I get some joy, then my conviction will be reinforced that there is a joy in this object. Then again I have to work to hold it. And this way I will continue my life in accumulating lot of object and people, suffering from them, in between getting some joy born out of my ignorance only. This is called Jeev's pathetic state. And then if he does not get, then he feels my fate is not good. If he gets it, then he will say, I cannot maintain it. Then again he tries to maintain. Then again he wants to get more of that joy, what he got yesterday. Then he wants to repeat that joy. And then again he gets bored. Then he gets to another object. If he sees, that is better. Because there are many objects which are not there today, tomorrow it will be there. There was a time when CD was not there. There was a tape recorder. There was a cassette. It had a tape. So with the pencil you have to turn it. You remember that? There's a tuck, there's a tape recorder. There's a big switch of that. We saw, say, it used to move like that. Before that, gramophone was there. Gramophone was there. Big one. After that, CD came. This is CD has 6 track, 10 track. So everybody wanted CD player. There was VCD player. VCR. There's a big thing in which you can put that. There was a cassette, DVD, I don't know. And used to put and see film. So earlier days, when initially it came, people used to get it from outside. Three films in a day. Because this is rented for 12 hours, so he have to pay everything. So 3 films. I've never seen, but I saw people going for that. It was a big thing to have that thing. Big thing to have television. But in the same time, something else came up. Laptop came up, mobile came up. A new object comes up. You don't know what object it is. There's a time there's no mobile. I have seen that time. Then there is nothing called mobile. There was a hand phone was there. Landline only was there with the big thick wires. With thick receivers. And dial was there. That dialing was there. 5, 7, 2, 1, like that. But as that phone came, my desire, earlier the big phones of mobile were also very big earlier. Very big phones were there. SMS, you have to type the whole 1, 2 like that. SHUPT in that messaging. WhatsApp was not there. But when these phone came, my desire was there. Now different kinds of cameras came, my desire for camera came. So tomorrow something else may come up, I may again superimpose the same sense of joy in that, and again I may try to attain it. There was a time fridge was not there. There was a time when, these video cameras were very less. तो आता जा रहा है. If somebody had video camera, he was thought, oh, he has video camera. Now every house has so good video cameras are there. So this mind is such that it will try to create the sense of freedom in getting the joy of the attribute of the object, which is all blindly thought without sufficient references and pramana. An interesting thing is that it does not get the joy. It suffers, but still he continues. Nobody has got joy from his wife or husband for a long time. Nobody, howsoever good they may be, but one has to pass away. And continuously nobody can give joy. Continuously, see, if attribute is always continuous, joy is always discontinuous. If some sweetness is there, so that sweetness is a continuous thing in a candy or in a chocolate. Same amount of sweetness is there if you keep on eating. But the joy decreases with time of the object. The sunlight, same amount of light is there on the sun. But if you go for basking because it is cold, so first few minutes, after some time you get bored and you want to go inside also. So joy that you get of the object declines with time. But attribute is not equal to joy, because if attribute was equal to joy, then the attribute joy will not decline with time. And this way he is all the time busy in fulfilling his false freedom. And hundreds of things he sees joys into. And hundreds of goals are there. Wife, children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, house, foreign countries, eatables, good clothes, good glasses, good rooms, good bedsheet, good curtain, good morning walk, good night suit. There is something called night suit also. I have never worn in my whole life. Night pajama is there. Night pajama or night suit, night gown, whatever is there. I don't know. Night gown, ठीक बोल रहे हैं ना? Night gown is there. Is also many qualities. Various kinds of shoes are there. Various kinds of slippers are there. Various kinds of glasses are there. He has thrown his mind into 100 areas and he struggles in his life. And therefore it is said, when he dies, Sa kama bhir jayate tatra tatra. By that desire, that I which is inside the thought of the object, that converts the body into that convert the thought into body. Like your thought to study Vedanta has brought you here. My thought to speak has brought me here. So this thought is the charioteer which takes the jeev in different places. This is the first one. And there again he opens his own shop. Again he starts fantasizing that this will have joy. Again he paints with his brush of his illusion that this particular job has lot of joy, this particular wife will have joy, this husband will have joy. This particular house is such a sea views there. Anita had sea view in the bluff. That means you should be very happy. It's not like that. The sea view is there. Juhu beach is there in Bombay. Very high priced market. Those who are near sea beach or river, they are very costly houses. Very costly because you can have such a nice view. Nice view is not equal to joy. But this is the mind thinks. So he gets that. Ultimately he gets that. Again he goes. This is the first line. And in Punarjanam, what happens? What object he had thought, it may come, it may not come, but his shop of Vasana is open. Shop of Prarabdha is very limited, but shop of Vasana is unlimited. And from the unlimited Vasana, he wants to shop with the limited Prarabdha. I wanted this much of money, but Prarabdha gives this much. I wanted this many people, but Prarabdha has given this much. When the joy given by the Prarabdha is always be lesser than the joy wanted by the Vasana. This is the law. The freedom, bigness given by the Prarabdha will always be smaller than your Vasana. And if you say it is more, it will disappear in time. A time comes where people leave you. A time comes where diseases come and body is emaciated. Something happens, howsoever good may be, but the amount of vasanas will be bigger than the amount of prarabdha. And this will always end in not only sadness, but again that vasana will take that jiva to another birth. 60 years in this body, 70 this body, 30 this body, 20 that body. Animal is there, 5-10 years that body. So Kam Tyag is most important. So Kam Tyag. Now second line is for the seeker. For the Siddh rather, for the man who has known. Is it clear? I hope this point is clear. Paryapta kamasya kritatmanastu ihaiv sarve praviliyanti kamaha. So there is one person who is called kritatma or paryapta kama. There are two adjectives used for him. Kritatmana and paryapta kama. And how he becomes this? There is a link between that. When freedom of I is not equal to getting the imaginary joy of the attribute of object, when freedom of joy, freedom of I is equal to freedom from desire. Bas. Freedom from all, freedom from the painting of joy on the attribute of object. If one can discover this freedom, he is not seeing the joy. He said, this is a wrong thing. And he thinks that I get it. Really it has the joy. Shankaracharya Bhagavan says, Lesh matram api sukham nasti. Vishayeshu. In 5th chapter Bhashya. Even iota of joy is not there. Speck of joy is not there. Because you start thinking, okay, I got it. After that, see the one who has it. See the one who has son. You don't have son, no? Or go to the all people who have son. Do some opinion poll. Like the election there. Okay, those you didn't get married. No, I was unfortunate. I didn't get married. You are fortunate or unfortunate. You go and see who were married. Or somebody said, I was very fortunate. I got married. No, don't go and see who are not married. Both people are sad. Some are married, therefore sad. Some are not married, therefore sad. Only if I had a very big house. See those who have big house. Go and see. How much they have to pay for that, how much the electricity bill comes, how the water bill has increased, how the security has to be beefed up. वो तो जब आदमी चिंतन करता है with the help of Guru Shastra, and then slowly he understands that I should not fantasize the joy. This is my wrong thing. I am mistaking in superimposing that. I hope you are understanding. Huh? Boleh, let us eat the sweet, so nice is this. Don't eat too much of sweet, it will affect your kidney. Sugar is very dangerous for kidney. Not only you will have carbohydrate, but your kidney will go, liver will go, and ultimately you will become weaker. So, when you start thinking on that line, you want to be free from desire. Freedom of I is equal to freedom of desire. And actually speaking, then, freedom, I want freedom, and therefore I want knowledge. I want freedom, and therefore I want object. From this you have evolved. I want freedom, therefore I want knowledge of completeness. If I am complete, how I am complete? Let me discover that. This is called the start of the seeker's journey. And then he starts going to the teacher. Therefore, when he starts going to the teacher means the Guru, he goes. And the Guru tells him. What Guru tells him? See, if you were not of the nature of fulfillment, paryapta kama, if you were not of the nature of joy and fulfillment, you would never be fulfilled in my class only. You are getting happiness in class. I am not giving you anything. I have just taken away the ignorance from you, and therefore you are so fulfilled. So many people live in the ashram for so many years and they are very happy. By listening to one Vedanta class, they are very happy. I am not joking. You bear testimony to that. And there is, if somebody says, see, this class, Vedanta class is there, same time there is a breakfast or lunch somewhere, free of cost. You say, I don't want that. And then give me before or after, I will manage with my breakfast. One day maybe you may compromise. You say, no, I don't want. Why? So somebody will praise you. No, I don't want that praise. Somebody will, you will get some child and I don't want the child. Please spare me during that time. We may not have known the self, but during the class, even if the film of ignorance goes away and the limitlessness is experienced to a certain extent, that means freedom is equal to knowledge of the self. And this you can still go in your room and still you can revel, still you can contemplate, still you can internalize. Nobody is stopping you and you are free. You are not asking anything anybody. I don't want this money, I don't want this thing, I will not give you, I don't want it. You're going to take my knowledge of the self. You cannot take my God. You cannot take my what I have heard. More a person starts understanding this, more he becomes dispassionate and mumukshu. Two things happen. He becomes free from world and he wants to abide in that knowledge more and more now. Because it is independent. It doesn't require too much of, that I should have the good fate of getting this money, good fate of getting this wife, good fate of getting this house. Good, I don't have. What can I do? I don't want it. Just give me time for my contemplation, give me time for my hearing, listening. That's it. I'm happy with it. I hope you are understanding that. And ultimately he grows and evolves to become Paryapta Kama. See the Paryapta Kama word. Paryapta Kama, Pari means samantatah aptah kamaha yasya. Pari means samantatah, apta means obtained. All the desires, all the objects of desires are obtained in him. See the word here. Why? Because knowing the self is as if you got all the joy of all object of the world. This is called Soshnute Sarvan Kamansa. When you know that you are the self, you are everything in the dream. Supposing you knew that I alone am the dream seer. So the joy of the dream chart, the joy of the dream wife, the joy of the dream suite, everything is included in knowing that. The joy of that I am, I alone am, that everything, every joy is not different from me. This is called Paryapta Kama. Pari means samantataha aptaha kamaha yasya bahubri. So I have obtained all the joy from all sides. I am one with the joy of that. Every joy is one because I alone am. I alone am. I am pervading everything. I am the self of all. This is called Paryapta Kama. Another name is Kritatmana. 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 One who has done what has to be done. Avidya lakshanad apararupad apaniya svena parena rupena krit atma jeev atma here vidya vidya yasya. He has completed all his work, all the jeev work he has completed. Avidya lakshanad apararupad apaniya svena parena rupena kritam. He has refined his jivatva by knowledge. Therefore it is called Kritatma. Krit means refined, cultured his jiva bhav. He has cultured means all the ignorance has gone in him. He is called Kritatma. I hope these three steps, this is the third step. First step was he was drowned in the wrong definition of freedom. Second, he questions the definition of it. And third, getting the fulfillment, he dwells in it and gets freedom from ignorance. Kritatmana. Then what is that? Ihaiva sarve praviliyante kama. Ihai means during this body, while living only, not after death, not in some Brahmalok. Here, while living in Chatsworth, while living in Montfort 159. This is road 159. Road 703 159. Why 159 is number of this place? Montfort, Chatsworth. Even if you write 159, then they will deliver it. They will not deliver. You write 703. Huh? There is another 159. Okay. Then don't write. Then you write 703 Road 159. Montfort, you don't write, it is fine. Road 703, 159. 159, 703 is later on. Acha, chalo. But some letters came without that, therefore I am saying. I don't know how they delivered. Acha, somehow they, without proper address, they deliver. So here only you can get, while living in this body. Sarve praviliyanti kamaha. So, praviliyanti. Pravilin means in the deep sleep, there is the things, the desired object and the enjoyer get lean. They get dissolved. In pralaya there is a lay. But in the knowledge there is pravilay. In deep sleep there is lay. In pralaya there is vilay. And in knowledge there is pravilay. That is forever. Forever the object, the sense of completeness in the object or sense of incompleteness in the self is dissolved, is finished. So therefore he will never go for getting that. Ihaiva sarve praviliyanti kama nashyanti tyartha. They are destroyed. Like the grams are roasted, it cannot germinate. How much you give water to it, how many nice you can put it in the nice soil, but it won't germinate if it is totally burnt. The burnt grams will not germinate. Similarly, this person who has known the nature of his self, that I am the Anantam, and the world's joy is just because of my own avidya and vasana. It is not there. Then he doesn't feel it. He has grown over it. He laughs, somebody is enjoying that. Like if one marble is lost of the child and he comes and complains to the mother that out of 10 marbles, I lost 2 marbles. When he cries, the mother will laugh. Mother will say, I'll get you again, don't worry. You will go, you lost marble only, what is there? What is there to get? Why you are crying for a small thing? Similarly, when ordinary person cries, I have lost my child, I have lost my husband, losing the marble and losing the husband wife are same. Huh? Same, of course. He's a bigger marble. And this is a smaller marble, no difference is there. Both are rolling here and there. Similarly, God also laughs. देखो कैसा ही बेवकूफ है. इसमें क्या इसको सुख क्यों मालूम पड़ रहा है? Why is he getting so much of joy in that? Ultimately, conclusion. Kamaha tad janma hetu vinashat na jayanti tabhipraya. Last line. Because the destruction of Kam is there. I did bhash in between. Too much bhash is there. Destruction of desire. So there is no birth possible. It is if you have nothing to shop, why will you go to the shopping market? If you don't like chocolate, why will you go in the what is it called, where you get toffees and chocolate? If you don't eat bread, why will you go to the shop where bread is there? If you have no particular jeans you put on, and you will not go in the mall where only jeans and t-shirt are there, because I don't put on jeans and t-shirt. When you don't have desire for any object, why will you go in this shopping mall of called world? I want this, I have no sense of joy in it. Why will I go? हमें चाहिए नहीं कुछ, हम क्या करें? I go, certain places I go. They say, Swami, will you go for shopping? I said, what I need? No, whatever you want. I said, no, I don't want anything. Any electronic thing? No. Any clothes you want? Sufficient clothes are there. I'm thinking how to dispose of. Any pen, etc.? No, sufficient pennies. I don't want. Like you don't want your hand. You don't want your nose. Similarly, you don't want little of joy because in finite already I have discovered I am of the nature of completeness. Same thing is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. Atmani eva atmana tushta tasya karyam na vidyate. Ya prajahati yada kaman sarvan parth manogatan atmani eva atmana tushta isthit pragyastad uchyate. I hope this shlok is much clearer now. I will move on to the next but very important mantra. देखो मारते रहो अपने मन को ठीक करते रहो. Keep on hitting the mind, the wrong notions. Like sometimes, these quilts were there, or something is dirt. You just keep on hitting it till the dust settles here and there. Keep on hitting the mind. Why is it? Why are you seeing joy in that? What is there in that? So now let us see the third but important mantra. Arey, ye to aa gayi. I took your name and you are here. I took your name today. That Anita lives in Bluff and she has seaside. And you are here. Only thing you are late by 1 hour. She case, yesterday said, he came at 1:45. He said, I was little late. I said, not little late, you are totally late. 6:30, talk. He said, well, I was little late. Oh, the talk is over. By 7:45, talk is over. He's a little late. Next, you have to by heart it. Next, this very beautiful mantra, you have to by heart, because this is very important, because many people have missionary zeal. They want to tell to everybody. They want, I should tell this knowledge to everybody. Or I should by heart everything. What really is the main, these are not useless, but what's the most important among all? What virtue is the most important among all virtues for knowing the self? And this mantra is very important for the seekers, especially of the truth. Let's see now. Nayamatma pravachane labhya न मेधया न बहुना श्रुतेन यमे वैश वृणुते तेन लभ्यः तस्यैष आत्मा विवृणुते तनुं स्वाम. Again, you have to read it in your room so that it can come on your tongue tomorrow. Nayamatma pravachane na labhya na medhaya na bahuna shrutena yame vaisha vrunute tena labhya tasyaish atma vivrunute tanu swam. Is important, and very first line Bhashaka writes, what is the biggest gain of life therefore? Knowledge of the self. Yadi evam sarvalabhat param atmalabha. Biggest than all the gains is the gain of the knowledge of the self. Why? Because you will never have to go for shopping. You are not going to rebirth. Your sorrows are not there. Because desire is not there, anger is not there. You are not going in the womb of the mother. You are not going to cry again. You are not going to have shokam tarati atmavit. So biggest gain is that I don't feel I don't have anything. I have everything. I have the joy of everything is in me. I don't go. Like somebody surrounded by Ganges water, he lives there. Why will he go 10 kilometers to get one bucket of water from another well or from other tap? Apuryamaणam achala pratishtham samudramapa pravishanti advat. Like somebody surrounded by the ocean, he will not think I don't have a water. Similarly, कितना है सर्वलाभात परम आत्मलाभ. This is how Bhashyakar starts his writing. He hits to the point. And therefore, what is the means to get it? What is the sadhan? And if there are many sadhan, what is the most important sadhan? What is the most important criteria for that? Like you are writing, you may have paper, you may have book, but most important you should have pen. Then only you can write. Like to see, most important is to have eyes. Similarly, what is the most important thing? So there, he said, before telling most important, I will tell you what is not that important. I'm telling you, if you're in love with the Upanishad, you won't need anything. And you don't like any, I don't read any novel, etc. I don't read any newspaper, etc. After reading, what shall you do? Such, all the gems are strewn here. So, tallabhaya pravachanadaya upaya bahulyena kartavya. He said, but pravachan, etc. we should do. He said, that is fine. But pravachan, etc. will work only when one main virtue is there. Without that, pravachan by hearting won't work. And what is that? We will see tomorrow. Time is over. It's 9:30. We'll see tomorrow. Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri